Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. That's right. We have had office hours at 5 a.m. Pacific time. We had Clubhouse at 6 a.m. at Breakfast of Champions. Probably the best session I have done on Clubhouse with Glenn Lundy and et al. Thank you, Jakey Bakey, for being such an anchor in that program. We appreciate you. Has a few coaching calls this morning, and even more importantly, we are here with IG Live, rocking and rolling. Bring in your questions. You know what's left today? Training, mentorship, and coaching training. Mentorship versus coaching, understanding how to be a mentor or coach, how to be coached and mentored. We're doing really well today. Let's get those questions rocking and rolling. Team David Meltzer right here, just posting. And you can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you want to join coaching. Got some interesting news on the playbook, our podcast, millionaires, billionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, and all my trainings. And it's featured where? Everywhere. Spotify, Castbox, Entrepreneur, Google, iTunes, and it is topping the charts. So says Chartables, which is really an acknowledgement of everyone sharing the vision, especially in the trainings. 11 a.m. Pacific. Join me, david@dmeltzer.com. All right, everyone, let's rock and roll. Where's the questions here? Oh, they've now changed the formats of the questions from block to this. Advice for how to build a community. Well, first you need to find within your frequency to build a community, and then capture that frequency, amplify it to as many people you can in person, on the phone, via email and media, traditional and social media, and then perpetuate it so more people can access your frequency. And if you do that, your spectrum of people will grow, your message will strengthen, and the signal will strengthen and broaden, and your message will get clearer. Your frequency will get clearer. It'll raise in its vibration or frequency, reach more people, and your community will grow. Your community will grow based upon that frequency, that messaging, that communication. So utilize it, practice it, capture, amplify, perpetuate, capture, modify, amplify, and perpetuate. You want to modify it for all the different platforms. You can learn all that. I got an exercise on that, david@dmeltzer.com. All right, keep the questions coming. When is the last time you had to lower the bar? You had to lower the bar. I actually have done it on my nutrition. I lower the bar to get started on eating healthier. I have a dear friend, Jason Waller, of the True Underdog podcast. And Jason, he's funny because he says, he just looks for a break even. So he likes to eat whatever he can, but work out so that it just breaks even during the day. And I actually rejoiced and loved that philosophy. But then I started thinking, you know what, maybe I'll lower the bar. And I'm tired of breaking even. I'm going to increase the ripness of the 53-year-old middle-aged mutant turtle, David Meltzer. So I'm going to lower the bar and start to eat less. So I eat pretty healthy, but just eat less, just a little bit less though. Whether you start at one bite a day, less, to leave, a millimeter of food or a centimeter of food left on your plate, and then keep it growing from there. That's how we get to motivation to get up, get back up, get started, get back started. But then it moves to inspiration, where it becomes a habit. And all of a sudden, you save one bite, then it's 2, then it's 4, then it's 8, then it's 16. Pretty soon you're living on a drop of dew. Wouldn't that be incredible? Drop of dew, all that energy just simply for you, and with no body fat and a healthy heart. Body fat and a healthy heart. What is your biggest regret? I don't have regrets. So there is no biggest regret. There's, to me, just opportunities to learn, and I am not looking or stumbling on a roadblocks behind me. I'm not looking for what's missing. I'm not looking or focusing in on regret. To me, I'm looking forward and angling to what I want, knowing that I'll end up somewhere even better than that. So no regrets at all. What are your thoughts about Clubhouse? For me, I enjoy listening on Clubhouse and learning, because it takes very little interference. You can overlap, you can walk the dog, you can do your emails, you can use it like a podcast or a TV show and just pick up little nuggets that will increase and accelerate your understanding and learning through other people's situational knowledge, relationship capital, networking. I think it's a great medium for me to teach because of that as well. And audio is a good place for me. and utilizing my voice, my vibration and frequency of my voice to effectuate and empower others, to be happy, and allowing you to pick topics or themes in which you want to discuss, already narrowing the community. So knowing that people are sharing your mindset, are open-minded to the frequency or vibration that you have. So big fan of Clubhouse, really enjoying it. And I'm there every Friday at 6 a.m. in the Breakfast of Champions. Monday, Ask Me Anything at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Wednesdays, the Lunch of Champions. I believe that's at 10 a.m. But you could check it out. Great place, and appreciate that. Whoops, I keep on hitting the same messages because they've changed the format of the questions. Oh, I see. Now it says answer questions, and that's pretty cool. All right. Instagram is amazing. Best quote you've heard recently. Sadhguru is, if you want to live a long life, either be miserable or be productive. Both will change your perspective of time. I love that. All right. Live with Partha and Uhaba, CEO and founder of Lasso, one of my favorite new companies. Like, you bring attention to something. Yeah, and thank you for joining me, Partha. And
Thanks,
then
Dave.
everybody knows Partha. Ask me if I know Partha. Ask me what I think. They love Lasso. I love Lasso. And yet, until it gets into your radar, you don't hear of it. And the same thing's true with personal brands. I'm going to start there because, beyond having a terrific company and terrific product, you need to raise the awareness. At what stage in a business do you think that starts to occur where there's a conversation, a community about people asking, hey, do you know Partha? Hey, have you heard of Lasso? Where in that business journey did that occur for you guys?
You know what, man? Like, it's interesting because we met originally through Champ Bailey, if you remember, a few years
At the
back.
Masters.
Correct, yeah. And we
Yeah.
were so early as a business. So I think there's moments where that exposure can help. But when you're too early as a business, you're not ready to handle significant volume. So you have supply chain issues you have to solve through. You have internal ops issues you have to solve through. So for us as a business, we've been fortunate because we got a lot of that through the amount of celebrities, pro athletes, et cetera, that love and use the brand, and people like yourself, Dave, that have taken the time to help lift us up, make introductions for me, all that sort of stuff. So I mean, I think there's value in it early, but I think like the real kind of breakthrough moments happen when your supply chain, your marketing team can take those.
I think that's brilliant. And I think it takes a enlightenment, whether it's a brand, an apparel brand, whether it's your personal brand, there is a humility that comes along with the fact that I'm not ready for that. And I have another great CEO, young entrepreneur who I've mentored and helped, Jim Heathier, over the years, Hyper Ice, you're familiar with. Same exact thing, right? There's a certain enlightenment about, what, I'm going to keep building the best company with the best people and the best products that I can, but I'm going to eventually need to distribute and have a big enough pipe to handle what I'm going to create. And there is a balance there. And we see many companies that fail because of their success, because they don't take the time to, have an end-to-end workflow and solution. Coming from your background, where did you seek that help of learning? Because that's, you're a 30 under 30 guy, but you have to have acquired that situational knowledge from, experience of mentors or board members or advisors to help you figure out, or did you play the dummy tax and figure it out yourself?
My approach since day one has been, more the first approach you said, which is I found people that I consider to be the best in each kind of subject area, and just kind of stuck to their hip. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate to be the beneficiary of many people kind of acting as big brothers in the industry for me. So making introductions, guiding me through different parts of the business, and just helping me understand. I think that one of the challenges when you're young and starting a business is you think it's a lot easier than it's going to be. And so a big part of that was humbling myself and getting to a place where, I realized I didn't have the skills to make this thing as big as it could be and will be. And I think that's an important part for every entrepreneur to realize at some point, like, hey, I can't do this on my own. And when you kind of take away the hubris there, you open up your mind to being able to bring in a lot more information. But what I found is that before that point, I put up a lot more resistance to mentors or to people helping me, and that was just, a byproduct of insecurity and ego.
It's so amazing because I believe likes attract likes. And when we met at the Masters, you brought your whole team down. And Champ, just a tremendous friend, uh, tremendous champion, no pun intended. But he carries a frequency about him, right? And to me, the one frequency that I learned from Champ and still, respect is he's probably one of the biggest team players that I've ever met that is exceptional.
Yeah,
Some guys talk about the team. I've seen quarterbacks. We represent a lot of quarterbacks with a Q, not cornerbacks, but quarterbacks. And they'll get in front of the press camera and they are almost giving an obligatory, oh, I couldn't have done it without my team. But you don't feel it.
yeah,
Right? There's no sincerity. There's no energy,
yeah,
which is about what Lasso's about, because you have this biomedical engineering background of frequency and energy and understanding apparel from your own personal experience of being an athlete and getting injured, all the things I know about you. But there's a frequency to people, and Champ Bailey and you have a teamwork frequency. It truly, you wouldn't even have to say, it's because of my team. You just emit a frequency of that. And I was wondering, because you do have a biomedical background, you understand engineering, and to me it is your apparel with compression and the fabrics that you use. It's really about frequency. How have you been able to convey that to the marketplace? Because to me, your company represents what I believe in: enjoying the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your potential. There's a higher self, a higher being, a best version of this team collective consciousness.
yeah. You know what? That's like fundamentally exactly kind of my life thesis as well. Is that if you can help it get people up like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And like Lasso is one attempt to essentially help with a lot of the basic physical health needs that people have, to get them to a mental and spiritual journey faster in their lives, and to help them, be happy and live full lives. So I think I got lost a little bit on the question, but just to the point of like frequencies, like energies, and really being able to do that with products. I think it's very important to understand that there is the literal side of things, but also the spiritual and kind of energy side of things, right? To your point. And I think a lot of engineers and scientists tend to get overly rational in how they think. And so when you're talking about tech adoption and getting products and technologies like ours out to the world, when we focus on purely explaining the tech, that's actually not going to be the most effective way to communicate it, because it's technical, it's boring. Nobody wants to actually take that time to learn something to that degree. But if we're able to capture it with colorways or collaboration. So for example, we're actually launching a few collaborative sock designs. We're launching colorways for the first time all this coming month. We're launching some new products as well over the summer. And the whole idea is that if we can help you as a person fit this product into your lifestyle, match your style preferences, match your colorway preferences, and make you feel cool because of the other people that you look up to that wear it, I can implicitly educate you on the technology because you feel it when you put it on. But I don't believe that rational explanation is necessary. I believe it's just about showing somebody, through the experience, what that product does for them.
And I think, when you're talking about emotions and feelings, what people feel when they're utilizing Lasso, right? I think that's for someone who's, utilized your product for years now, from its inception almost, when that team was so small, before you were hanging out with Obama. But for me, it's interesting because you are a scientist. You've been honored for your innovation, for your sports biomedical engineering type of, offering. But it's interesting because I try to teach people all the time, and I have a very hyper academic intellectual family: Ivy Leaguers, summa cum laude, biochem majors, these kind of people, doctors, lawyers, or failures, I call them. But
Yeah.
I always try to tell them that, logic does not change emotion or feeling. What does is action.
Yeah.
And I want to finish up by asking a more clear question this time too, because it was my fault last time I got onto some philosophical rampage. Because the way we act is the only way that we can adjust the way we feel, not through logic. It won't. That's why people worry so much, because they think that logic is going to fix the way they feel. It's not.
Yeah.
Action does. What's your specific action that you're taking to scale this business now that you've been proven to be a success?
Yeah, for sure. So the biggest thing for us is about driving conversation, and the underlying belief is that our product is technically a health innovation, right? And when you put on the product, whether it's the sock or whether it's the other products that come out, your body actually moves better. So to me, that falls under the category of superpowers. And so if you have a product that actually enhances the body in a meaningful way, it should be marketed and branded in that way. And so really, like, from an action step standpoint, it's about building and portraying the brand in that way. So you'll see we have a new website. We've been totally upgrading our imagery. We've been taking the extra steps on product quality to make sure it actually feels seamless like a regular sock, yet offers our support. So from the standpoint of customer experience and how it feels to open the product and put it on for the first time, that's been our focus, and the results have showed. We ran a third-party survey recently. 41% of our customer base reported that they'll never buy a sock that's not made by us again. And that's, thank you. And that's like 10x what any other brand on the market has ever really achieved, kind of on an average basis. But to me, that represents that we're getting there, and it's about getting more people to put the product on their foot. So we're actually launching this thing soon called the One Sock Challenge, where we're having people, if they doubt it or want to try it out, put one of our socks on one foot, put any other sock on the other. You'll feel the difference, whether it's a workout, whether it's a hike, whether it's a run. And so, those are some of the specific action steps that we're taking to actually help with adoption, essentially more storytelling, and then finding more emotional ways to connect to the consumer rather than trying to appeal super hard to the rational side of the brain.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you this. I traveled pre-COVID 200 days a year, as you know. This is
Yeah.
why we met in Georgia. But, there's no better, he didn't mention this, there's no better sock to wear when you travel. Trust me. Trust me. You will feel differently when you land. And it's an incredible thing. And I'm probably the best customer you'll ever have, because I wear a new pair of socks every day. I shame the people that buy coffee every day and they make fun of me for wearing a new pair of socks. But I promise you, taking care of your feet and your body and your energy far exceeds what a cup of coffee for $4 will do for you. So I then give them away, by the way. So I donate my socks. And when I lose one sock for the challenge, if anybody needs a one sock challenge, I got a whole drawer of them. I was in the advantage, just real quick before I get to the next guest. You'll love this, because my wife has made fun of me for saving the one socks, because you can't give away one sock. That'd be weird. So when COVID hit, I was like, see, I told you we could use these socks when there was a toilet paper shortage. I was all set. The neighbors were ready to call Dave Meltzer with the hundreds of poo puppets, I call them. But it's perfect. So I know that wasn't the intent of an extra lasso sock. I encourage you, if you have one lasso sock, to do the test. I know who will win. You are a winner. Champ is a winner. Your whole team are winners. Please send my love to all of them. I miss you guys, and I will be back to Georgia as soon as we open up, and we'll meet back at the Masters or somewhere else. And if you ever need someone to test some socks, I'm your guy.
Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And just so you know, when I told some people I was coming on this, it was all glowing remarks about you. Your presence and your energy definitely, far exceeds where you are physically. So much respect, much appreciation.
You got it, Partha. You can check them out, lassogear.com. They got a new website, and at Lasso Gear. I'm a huge fan, and I am just jealous I didn't invest in them earlier. They're amazing. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. The great Partha. Check him out. Check out Lasso Gear. My favorite socks. They're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've tried them all. All right. If you have any questions, just come, david@dmeltzer.com. We're awesome. All right. I have my friend for a quick question, wanted to come on here. I said, join me. You could ask me a question live. You don't have to just type it in like everybody else. And here we go. We'll take it live there. Athen Slotkin has a quick question. The shadow CEO of Athen Slotkin Company, athenslotkin.com. Hello. Oh, you there? You there?
Hey.
Are we...
Cutting out a
how are you?
little bit.
All right, that's technology. You know, if our cars worked like Instagram, we wouldn't get anywhere. But we're getting this technology right. You good now? Oh, we'll get that question. Log back. Log back in. Let me see if I can grab you. I'll take a question in the interim. So
I don't know what's going
if
on.
you don't want, there we go. You there? All right. Well, oh, we're gonna have to log him back in. Let's see anything. We'll drop him out. All right. We'll keep this thing rolling. We'll get him back in. I want to know his question. Who's your idol? I haven't even asked that one, I think. Who's your idol? I have several idols determined upon the situational knowledge that I'm going to gain. Idols to me are people who sit in the situation that I want to be in so that they can give me directions on how to get there. So people like Bob Proctor and Dr. Wayne Dyer and Sharon Lecter are idols of mine. Sports idols, you know, LeBron James, uh, just incredible spirits, and uh, you know, it's an amazing find. An idol is more a person who is a. We could talk about this today in training at 11, right? Mentors versus coaches. An idol is a mentor, someone who has knowledge to give you to get you to where they are. All right, I want to get Ethan back here. We're gonna see that connectivity go and get all caught up. CEO of his own company. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good thing. All right. Real quick, my friend, give us a little bit of background on your company, and then I know you got a question for me.
Yeah, sure. So my company, me actually, my clients refer to me as the Shadow CEO. So basically, a secret strategy consultancy for entrepreneurs is what it is, right? So especially more nascent, starting entrepreneurs, I help them with business plans, business plan strategy, financial models, decks, things like that, basically to get them from point zero to somewhere else.
Well, that's a really you're an important bridge in the process of getting people to market because there is a million great ideas out there, but I would say 90% of them never get to market because they don't use somebody like you. I'm sure you see a ton of different entrepreneurs, startups, ideas, innovations. So, what question do you have for me, my friend?
So the hot topic that exists right now, right, is around the evolution of blockchain, NFTs, things like that. You come from the sports space. I know you come from the sports space. I've read about you a bit. What are your thoughts there? What are your thoughts about how that's developing, how that's being integrated into all things sports? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's all things, everything, right? It's being integrated in because it's a much more efficient, fair model. The more things that we do to take out the middlemen, the middle systems, the middle commissions, the middle brokerages, the middle manipulations, I call them. They're called interferences, voids, and shortages. And we see it in all aspects, in all businesses, in all backdrops, especially sports, because sports is a multi-trillion-dollar industry or backdrop that is applicable to almost every type of capability that you could think of, from facility management to marketing to operations to all executive status to janitorial services. It wouldn't matter. They all apply to sports. And so looking into blockchain and how we utilize the direct connection between product services and the consumer and B2B opportunities. Look, there's three components that you need to study. One, you need to know the market. So understand the capabilities of the market, the skills of the market, the knowledge of the market, and the desires, the emotions of the market, to understand and study the market and see how it's aligned with and supplementary and synergistic to blockchain. Then move on to the market makers. I think it's really essential to know who has the power in order to effectuate. I always say, if you're going to invest in something or you want to raise money, it's nice to go to Stanford because the market makers support those who graduate from Stanford. The Silicon Valley, Sand Hill Road was built on Stanford. And so to utilize and understand the market maker of what's going on is so important. And then lastly, the easiest but most ignored is understanding the buy and sell side of something. So, I think understanding how sports works, the buy and sell side of sports, determinative upon what aspect, what business unit, what area, industry, career, job, etc., that's utilized in that backdrop of the multi-trillion-dollar sports facade that exists. If you understand the buy and sell side of it, understanding where the margins of the millionaires are made. I think there is huge opportunity in sports with blockchain and multiple other things going on. If you know the market maker, and the buy and side sell of how it works. And I think you are a person who can help convey that message and use your situational knowledge, which is a skill and a capability, knowledge, desire, to help effectuate that bridge of, okay, you got your idea. Now, how are we going to apply it to the market makers, and buy and sell this thing in order to effectuate why you want to start a business? Because it's not a business unless you make money. It's a charity or a hobby. Yep. Let me give that distinguishment to everyone. That's why timing and risk tolerance is so important. Don't come to my friend here, because I see people like, I need you. Don't come if you want to start a charity or a hobby. You don't need a business plan. You don't need a bridge.
I am not a nonprofit expert.
Thank you. But so many people come to me because, look, my mission in life is to empower over 1 billion people. I'm probably one of the most philanthropic humanitarians that you'll ever meet. But my number one goal is to make a lot of money so I can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun and be happy. So I'm not your guy if all you want to do is help people. If you want to make money to help people and to provide more because you can't give what you don't have, then use people like you and I. Now, where can people find you?
Yeah, just my name. When your name is Ethan Slotkin, it's pretty easy to procure URLs and other assets. So it's just ethanslotkin.com is what it is. I'm on here as well. I've been dangling around Twitter a little bit more recently too, talking about NFTs and development of the blockchain and all those kinds of good things. So anything with my name attached to it is me.
Yeah, you would think that David Meltzer would be a unique name, which means beloved servant, but there's so many David Meltzers. It was not easy. It took me about a decade to build my brand and my name. Still don't own davidmeltzer.com, but I do own dmeltzer.com and davemeltzer.com. So
I grew up in Long Island. I think I know at least 7 David Meltzers there from Long Island, or whatever it's worth.
Who would ever thought? Well, it's a great name because it means beloved servant, and you are a beloved servant. Ethan, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon, David. Bye-bye.
Right on. Thanks for joining me. Awesome. All right. Coming into the big close, we got another person, Anita Gardine, superstar of 2 Minute Drill, my TV show. She's an extraordinary entrepreneur, extraordinary journey. And we will bring Anita on here. She is always an amazing source. And she's being honored, by the way. She's CEO and chairman of the board of Aniva.com. And she's what America's made of. American dream. Here she is, an extraordinary entrepreneur, star of the 2 Minute Drill. We can't tell what the outcome is, but we enjoyed having her on and learning incredible lessons from her and her business, which is here in the employee benefit space, to show how we can be effective and safe, utilizing our own personal experiences. Anita, we are having connectivity issues again.
Yes, we are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, my dear. How are you?
I'm working on that. It says connecting, but good morning. Hey, I think I made it here.
Virtual hug. Give me a virtual hug. I love this girl. Oh, yeah. Look at her energy. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
I was hoping real quick you could just share your story, because you are an American dream, and I adore you and your company. I'm so proud of what you're doing, because I just finished explaining your company, making a lot of money to help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Yeah. And that's not easy. Right? It's not easy. So, give us a little bit of background on how you created Aniva and why.
You are so kind. First, thank you so much for allowing me to be with you this morning and to share my story with your audience, and for your support. My story, I grew up here in California, in Richmond, right outside of Oakland. Richmond, California.
Oh, you ever see Coach Carter? Richmond. Rich what? Richmond. It's my favorite movie. Favorite movie. I love that.
You take me back. So you take me to places. But I had the privilege of starting at Berkeley at age 15 in 1978. And I got to learn about economics and to really see the impact to large numbers of people who were poor. And in learning how cities were designed and knowing the history of our country, it really set me on a path of thinking of how to create large numbers of jobs in the future that can't be exported for unskilled labor, folks who generally look like me. So fast forward with the career I've been blessed to have here in Silicon Valley, we recognize a tremendous need for care, not just for the elderly. We all knew with the baby boomers, 10,000 per day would be retiring. But we never imagined, my husband and I, who was here with me, that we'd be in the sandwich generation, needing to provide care for my mom at the same time we still have kids at home in school. So out of that, we started to look to see what was available in the marketplace with some technology companies, even some that may have care in the name, only to find out they're no different than Tinder or Craigslist or some of those
Craigslist.
other
Yeah.
places. So that compelled us to build Oniva, which is the first regulated care company that's a marketplace that's accessible to folks, to have FBI background check caregivers to come into their home to provide that care for their moms and their kids. And, we're blessed that thanks to Reverend Jesse Jackson, who saw us when we were operating our small consumer platform in 2014, introduced us to Fred Till, the VP of Benefits at Microsoft. And since that day, we've had some unfair market advantage in building our one-of-a-kind patented technology platform. So we're excited to be scaling right now into 13 counties, connecting families to care and creating living rate care jobs. Most caregivers who look like me or maybe are new English learners, and those people are able to command living rates. And that's all we look for, to enable families, especially women who provide so much care, to solve for pay inequity, to give us an ability to try and compete for those bigger and better jobs, and just ensuring that those who bring that great care are in safe environments. They know they're going to get paid, and again, at a living rate so they can come back the next day. So as you said, it's doing good, doing well, having fun, and absolutely making money at it along the way. So 26.5% net margin, sticking to us is great. And again, we're a 7-year-old company. So it took a long time for us to figure out the market, the technology, the product, and now build the team to help us monetize. So thank you so much for allowing me to share that start, and for Reverend Jesse Jackson now to honor me as an American Dream on May 12th. Thanks to the wonderful team around me that is truly includes David, certainly, but Chris Ye, Alan Young. It just proves the village. And when you bring in all the folks who care and bring their hearts, as well as their checkbooks and their relationships and those networks, anything's possible. So God bless you, Fred Till, Microsoft, those members I identified, and certainly starting with my husband of 35 years. Who built this amazing technology. It is his, we share a patent for trust and safety in the in-home care market. So again, we're just excited about changing the world. What we've built is ready for global scale, and that's important. So we're excited to be able to launch here in the Bay Area. So again, thank you for letting me share that story.
And it's so important, just to finish up, it's not just before COVID, it became even more important during COVID, because so many people that look like you and me weren't capable of providing for their families because they had to choose to take care of their family before they could even provide for their family. Because, I don't think a lot of people realize that there's many people that had to quit their jobs to provide for their family just so their family could be taken care of and safe. Yeah. And, it's so difficult to find people that had the background checks, the safety checks, the health checks that were necessary to come into the home to take care of our most valuable. I grew up in a different neighborhood than you. I was the poorest kid there with a single mom and 6 kids, but I grew up in a different neighborhood than you. I know Richmond really well. All that area, Vallejo and, CJ Anderson, all my boys at Cal. But, that's right. Lee Steinberg, my mentor, Cal man as well. The Bears, and Aaron, of course, your famous Aaron Rodgers as well. But most importantly, I don't think people realize, I used to joke around. I couldn't understand. My mom, taught 2nd grade, had 6 kids, packed us into a station wagon, gave me a paper bag dinner, and then filled up turnstiles at convenience stores. There was no one to take care of us. And it's so difficult. And I would always joke to my mom, I said, people realize, they ask, well, how is it that your 6 children all went to the Ivy Leagues, summa cum laude, except for the low end of the gene pool, Dave Meltzer. He's not an Ivy Leaguer because he loves football, and they won't let me play. But more importantly, how is it that they do it? And my mom said, because I didn't want to hire someone that barely knew English to take care of my most valuable resource, my most valuable asset, my family. I don't want to have someone that doesn't know medical care, doesn't have the values and character. Why would I give my most valuable resource and expect someone to be able to teach them something that they don't know for the majority of the day? And I think the biggest value, why I'm involved with Aniva, right, besides wanting to make a lot of money and help a lot of people, is that I believe that we need to invest in taking care of our families. And, and that's what the business means to me. And I think, Reverend Jackson, you being honored in the American dream, it's been my theme of the day. You represent the American dream. You did not let what other people think, what was missing in your life, or what you didn't want in your life to get into your way of getting what you wanted, to allow it to help other people. And you're empowering millions of people, and you're going to empower millions more. And I'm just so happy to be a part of it. They can catch you on season 2 of 2 Minute Drill, by the way. Although I will tell you that your pitch here was even better than your pitch on the TV show. I don't know how you did it, but incredible. Thank you so much. Where can people find you?
Hey, I'm Anita at Oniva.com. Oniva.com. You can find me. Thank you so much, David. It takes a village. We're blessed to have a tremendous one that cuts across all demographics, and your contribution. And by the way, David brings so much more than sports. He is the former CEO of the Windows iPhone at Microsoft. Thank you for helping us with that second AI patent as well, sir. He brings so much more to the table than folks may realize. I'm just blessed and treasure you. Thank you for your generosity. You did not have to help. You chose to, and you've been a game changer. And I thank you for that, David Meltzer.
Well, we're like Batman and Robin. We share a superpower, and that's kindness. And that's what attracted to me and your family. Please say hi to your husband. Thank him for your time. And I appreciate you. I will talk to you later today, I'm sure. Thanks so much, Anita.
Thank you. Bye now. I'm unstoppable. Bye now.
He is. Get out of her way. We're going to make it happen. Changing the world one family at a time. That's right, Aniva, making sure the employee benefit of FBI background check, safety in the home, both your family, children, and parents. I love that sandwich generation. I don't know how I've missed that. We're the sandwich generation, and I have the honor and privilege of helping out, taking care of my own mom, and appreciate especially my younger brother who does so much for my mom. Mikey Taylor, what's going on? Good to see you there. And then also, of course, my 4 children who I adore, and I only want the best for. I want everybody out there to know, all I ask you to do is do your best. Learn the lessons and have fun. Just look at your day in that. Did I do my best? Did I learn anything? And am I having fun? Am I enjoying it? That's what it's about. And then helping others do the same, empowering others to empower others to be happy. We are going to have training at 11 a.m. today. If you miss it, I myself have been honored. The #1 business podcast on Chartable, and super proud of that. And check it out, the playbook, download it, share it. The lessons are all there. All of my trainings are on there. My millionaire, billionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, and entertainers. Everyone from Cameron Diaz to Ray Lewis. Can you get a bigger spectrum of heroes and lessons that can be learned? Thank you, everybody. Remember, let's take another question real quick. I apologize. I just love to use my time in a productive, accessible way. Here we go. Do you have go-to motivational content? I do. I use music to get me up, get me back up, get me started, get me back started. Inspiration, I use Course in Miracles, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Think and Grow Rich. But to get motivated, to get me up, I use music. And I love the music soundtrack from Greatest Showman. I have a whole playlist that I posted on Spotify that gets me up, everything from, the happy song to Imagine by John Lennon, just Snoop Dogg's in there mixing it up, the Beastie Boys. There's just a get positive, get up music. I usually go for a jog or do at least 30 minutes of cardio to motivate me. And remember, I've never finished a workout and said, man, I'm sorry I did that. I began the day going, I can't work out. And then I get over that and remind myself, you know what? I've never finished a workout and said, I'm sorry I did that. Never once. Out of all the years, all the workouts. So you can do the same. All right, everybody, man. This has been an incredible time. I'm going to take one more question. Glenn, all the way. Here we go. What's the biggest mistake? I don't use that word. So what's the biggest lesson young entrepreneurs make? They don't ask for help. Young entrepreneurs think they can do it themselves, have to learn it themselves. They're embarrassed to ask for help, think that we're going to think less of them. And that radical humility is the lesson that I learned. I would tell my young self to ask for help. Find someone that sits in the situation that I want to be in and ask them for directions. Reggae music, Colleen? Me too. Bob Marley, Common Sense. I'm trying to shoot. There's one more on my favorites, and they sing roller skates anyway. Can't believe I am losing my mind sometimes. How do you get motivated? For me, motivation is a short-term concept of getting up, getting back up, getting started. And motivation is different than inspiration. So find what raises your energy, whether it's music, could be fear, but you got to get rid of that fear because it's going to suck your soul dry of its energy. So we're loving that. Justin Bieber. Yes, Jakey, Bakey, and I publicly are Justin Bieber fans. Just love his motivational music. Disco, a couple disco songs. You find the songs, I'll find the motivation in it. Find your frequency, elevate it, enjoy yourself. All right, time for me to go occupy myself with my attention and intention of what I want during the day, activity I get paid for, to enjoy and empower others. We're going to do it. Service is good to help others. Absolutely. Bring in the heat, everyone. Join me, please, in about 2 hours and 18 minutes at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Training today is on coaching and mentorship. Finding it, being it, doing it, all of the different questions you may have. Join me today on my training. And if you miss it, as always, you can email me, david@dmeltzer.com. To join my text community, 949-298-2905. Download the playbook. You can do it. Share it, like it. We love you. It's everywhere. Spotify, Entrepreneur, everywhere. iTunes, Google. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, thank you. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day. I'll see you in 2 hours and 18 minutes.